Coming out of sun, coming out to stun. Your chance is none. Nothing can be done. Catch me.
Yo, YouTubers, it's me, MooneyV30, and I'm back with my little investigations. Last time, we got to interrogate Apple Bloom. So now that we're done with her, let's go pay Rarity a visit. Onward! Oh, and our protagonist investigator is Twilight. Okay, Rarity, spill it. Now, what you do here to unlock this one the last night is the newly updated profile of Scootaloo.
Rarity, I hate to say it, but I don't think you're telling me the whole truth here.
Why, darling, whatever do you mean? I dare say I resent your accusation, my dear.
All right then, let's look at this a different way. How quickly did you come downstairs after you thought something was wrong?
Immediately, of course, but I don't see what relevance that has to anything.
I don't have all the answers here, but neither does Rarity. Maybe I can get her to talk, if I make it seem like I know more than I really do. Rarity, I spoke to Apple Bloom earlier and learned that she witnessed Scootaloo crashing through your window last night. I also learned that Scootaloo stayed for roughly a minute before leaving the boutique. Now, if you came downstairs immediately after hearing the crash, don't you think you might have seen something?
I mean, that is... I suppose you do have a point.
Thanks, Celestia. It worked.
Indeed, Twilight, it did work. Now it's unlocked, so now we can talk to Rarity about last night.
You are correct, Twilight. I did see Scootaloo last night. I did not know what to make of it, and meant to protect her. I do apologize for not being forthright about it.
Aw, it's alright, Rarity.
I understand, Rarity, but if that investigation team from Canterlot comes here and finds any of that out, what do you think their conclusion is going to be?
You do have a point, I must say.
Brain freeze. This is what I get at McDonald's. This is what I get for getting a smoothie from McDonald's. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I do have a bit of a brain freeze. Now we get an interrogation with Rarity on this one. Luckily, I have the part of the walkthrough that Pinky keeps on mentioning to help me out with it. So I get to show you, but I'm not gonna spoil it.
All right, time to get to the bottom of this. All right, Rarity. Please tell me everything you know about what you saw last night. I can't help it.
Okay, for this part, hold on a second. I'm reading. Derp, 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 derp. For this interrogation, it has 6 segments, or should I say 6 statements.
Of course, Twilight. I shall do my best. I finished my work for yesterday earlier than expected, so I had wanted to get my beauty sleep. I had been somewhat deprived, given that a certain client had made several last-minute orders. I had finally fallen into a blissful, restful sleep when, all of a sudden, I awoke to the sound of a loud crash coming from the first floor. Well, I was just scared out of my wits at that moment, so I made great haste downstairs to see what in Celestia's name was going on. What I found there was awful, terrible, horrible. The first floor of my boutique, ransacked, ruined, torn apart. Oh, what is a man to do? Worse Well, the very first thing I saw when I arrived was an orange and purple pony darting out my door. I cannot explain what I saw any other way than to say that a Scootaloo purposely broke into my boutique to steal True Blue. What other explanation could there be? Surely you can see why I kept this from you, Twilight. This isn't Scootaloo at all. Yet, there she was.
I know this can't be right. It just can't. But is there anything wrong with what she's saying?
I finished my work for yesterday early.
Now, what you do here is go to the last statement. And what you do is present the updated white fur to Rarity.
Wait a second. Rarity. I know that this is going to sound entirely irrelevant, but I think I have a lead on what might have happened to Opalescence. At least, if not True Blue.
Oh, do tell, darling. Although I do admit that I must agree, in that I can't see how this is relevant to what we're discussing here.
I found some white hair right near the tracks outside the window, and judging from their length and color, I don't think there's anyone else they could have come from other than Opalescence.
Like Twilight said, it comes from Opalescence.
As a result, I think we can reasonably conclude that if those tire marks are from Scootaloo, then it's entirely likely that she crashed through your window completely by accident, not purposefully. She was probably trying to avoid crashing into Opal, which may well have spooked Opal into running away.
Really? But then, that makes things all the more peculiar. Because it is still the fact that she must have stolen True Blue, no?
Let me ask a very important question before answering that.
Now, what you pick here is not this one here, which is there another way in or out of the boutique, or do you think that Opal might have stolen the True Blue? Yet you don't choose either one of these two. You choose the middle one.
Do you, by any chance, keep your door locked when you go to sleep at night?
Why, yes, of course I do. But I don't see what that has to do with anything.
One follow-up question, then. Do you also bring an Opal from outside when you go to bed?
Of course! The poor dear, I couldn't leave her to fend for herself at night.
Like my dad does with Spooky sometimes, but yet he still puts him back out. But I would never let my poor Shaddy Waddy go outside. But my dad wants me to put him out during the summertime. I don't put him out during the winter time, 'cause he doesn't like the winter that much.
Then I think we've established something even more important than the accidental break-in.
Twilight, I must ask that you be more direct, as I am not following one word you're saying.
All right, let's think about the facts of the case thus far. We know that you heard a crash and came downstairs to see Scootaloo quickly leaving your boutique. We can reasonably conclude that she probably was responsible for the broken window. However, we also know that the broken window was likely an accident, and that she had veered off course with her scooter because she was avoiding Opal, who was immediately in front of her path. You just told me, though, that you bring in Opal and lock your door at night, so that raises perhaps the most interesting question of all here. Namely, what was Opal doing outside in the first place?
But she would have gotten out when Scootaloo opened the door, would she not?
That's not possible. Think about it. When was it that she veered to avoid Opal?
Right before she crashed through the window.
I trust you're beginning to see my point.
Indeed, Twilight, we are.
If indeed your door had been locked and had remained that way until Scootaloo left, there would have been no way Opal would have been outside in the first place.
Indeed. I agree with Twilight here, so.
But that would mean that some pony else was in my boutique as well?
Exactly. I think we can reasonably conclude at this point that there at least is the possibility that someone else had entered your boutique before Scootaloo. And that they're the ones who opened the door so that Opal could get out.
Mm-hmm.
The question now, though, is who that would be. And that's just what I'm going to find out.
Well, good luck with that.
Are you still doubting me after all this, Rarity?
Well, it's just hard to see you as a detective.
Tell me, who was right about Nightmare Moon?
All the things from the show.
You, darling, but
And who solved the mystery of the
you again, but I really...
And who recognized that Princess Cadence had been replaced by a fake?
Once again, you, but you see...
So, why does no pony ever listen to me?
Yeah, this game is basically during I believe, see, this is like during season 3.
Well, I suppose it's that eventually you must be due for getting something wrong.
I could explain the many reasons that argument doesn't hold any water, but by the time I even got to Bray's theorem, the
Yeah.
Canterlot investigative team would have gotten here and convicted Fluttershy of something like running an illegal bear fighting club.
Ugh.
Probably best to drop the subject now, while I have the chance. Sure. That, makes sense, I guess. Anyways, I'd best be off. More investigating and such like. Thanks for the help, Rarity.
Anytime, my dear.
Where do I go from here, though? It feels like I've talked to just about every pony. Other than Scootaloo, of course. Wait, Scootaloo. Scootaloo, that's it! I haven't talked to all the Cutie Mark Crusaders yet. And if Applebloom is involved, then the others probably are as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I recall correctly, I can get to their clubhouse via the western exit of the town square. It's worth a shot, at any rate.
Now we have access to Speed Up Lakers.
Huh? Where's Applebloom? I guess she had to head out or something.
Hey, Twilight, what's up?
Oh, hi, Rainbow.
Gah! Don't startle me like that, Rainbow Dash.
Sorry. So what you up to, Twilight? You're looking all concentrating and stuff.
Haven't you heard? Rarity's prize jewel was stolen last night. And I'm investigating.
Come on, Twilight. Are you sure she didn't just misplace it? And then search high, and then search low, and high and low.
Rainbow Dash, this is serious. Her window was broken in the middle of the night, and the mayor has enlisted the help of a certain investigative team from Canterlot to handle this case.
Did you say the investigation team from Canterlot? You didn't mean the one that tried to drag Derpy on charges of Grand Theft Muffin.
Yeah.
That's the one.
You gotta do something, Twilight. They're gonna ruin everything. Again!
I know, Rainbow Dash, I know. But, say, while you're here, I could ask you some questions.
Me? But I don't...
It's for Rarity, Rainbow Dash.
Ugh, fine. Whatever.
We'll get to talk to Rainbow next time, folks. as I usually say, catch you later, or see you alligators.